Well, good evening, all my fellow creatures of the night. I'm Chuck Duclaw, your favorite furry news anchor, here to deliver you some fun entertainment from the deep, dark woods. Tonight, we're diving into 5 American cryptids you probably never heard of. Now, sure, everyone knows about Bigfoot, Mothman, the Jersey Devil. But these creatures, well, they don't get nearly as much attention. Probably because they're too busy lurking in the shadows waiting for their next victim. But from terrifying sky demons to things that go bump in the night, these cryptids might just make you second guess those strange sounds outside your window. So grab a flashlight, lock your doors, and let's count down 5 lesser known American cryptids that might still be out there. Let's get into it, shall we? Well, alrighty, folks, starting the list off at number 5, we've got the Ozark Howler. This one comes from the Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas area. And if you ever found yourself deep in the Ozark Mountains at night, you might have heard something that will definitely make your blood run cold. A long, wailing howl, kind of like a wolf mixed with a tortured soul. That, folks, is the Ozark Howler. A terrifying beast that's been sighted for centuries across that area. Described as a bear-sized monster with thick black fur, glowing red eyes, and twisted horns, the howler is said to prowl the rugged hills, stalking hunters and hikers alike. Some claim it resembles a massive wolf with demonic features, while others insist it's more feline, almost like a saber-toothed cat from hell. Regardless of its exact shape, all who have encountered it agree on one thing: it's definitely not a normal animal. Legends of the Ozark Howler date back to the early pioneer days, with stories of frontiersmen who vanished after hearing its eerie wails. Some say it's a supernatural guardian of the forest, while others believe it's a creature of pure malice. And it's always out there hunting those who dare to enter its territory. Skeptics claim the howler is nothing more than a misidentified cougar or wild dog, but experienced hunters in the area swear it's something far more sinister. One particularly chilling account from the 1950s tells of a group of campers who heard a blood-curdling howl in the dead of the night. When they shined their flashlights toward the trees, they saw 2 massive red eyes staring back at them, too high off the ground to belong to a wolf or a bear. But before they could react, the creature let out another inhuman screech and vanished into the darkness. The campers obviously left immediately and refused to return to the Ozarks. So if you ever find yourself hiking in these mountains and hear a sound that doesn't quite belong, you might just be on the howler's turf. And trust me, you don't want to see what was making that noise. All right, swooping into the number 4 spot, we've got the Schnalligasta from Maryland. That's right, deep in the woods of Maryland, there's something in the skies that isn't an eagle, isn't a plane, and definitely isn't friendly. Meet the Schnalligasta, a terrifying winged beast with a sharp metallic beak, glowing eyes, and tentacle-covered wings. Because apparently just having wings wasn't scary enough. The legend of the Snallygaster goes back hundreds of years to German settlers in the 1700s. They described a bloodthirsty, dragon-like creature that snatched up livestock, and occasionally humans. According to local lore, it would swoop down from the sky, grab its prey in its razor-sharp talons, and then drain them completely dry of blood. Yeah, this thing is basically what happens when you cross a pterodactyl with a vampire. During the early 1900s, reports of the Snallygaster skyrocketed, with farmers claiming to see a massive, dark shape circling their fields. Several people even reported finding large, clawed footprints near their homes, sometimes alongside mutilated cattle. The panic became so widespread that even Theodore Roosevelt supposedly considered hunting this thing. Imagine that. A sitting U.S. president going on a cryptid hunt. Man, that'd have been something to watch. Anyway, one of the strangest reports came from 1909 when a man claimed that the Snallygaster tried to grab him off the ground but dropped him after being startled by a train whistle. Witnesses said it had a wingspan of over 25 feet, with leathery skin and piercing yellow eyes. Eventually, reports of the creature dwindled, and some believe the government covered it up. Others claim it's still out there, just waiting for the right time to return. So the next time you hear something big flying overhead in Maryland, maybe don't assume it's just a bird. Probably a good idea. Well, all right, folks, coming in at number 3, we've got the Fresno Nightcrawlers from California. Now, I'm not going to lie, Bell threw this one in just because of how silly this shit is. But anyway, some cryptids are monstrous, fanged horrors straight out of nightmares. Others, well, they kind of look like haunted pants. Enter the Fresno Nightcrawlers, one of the strangest and most inexplicable creatures ever caught on camera. First spotted in Fresno, California in the late 2000s, these bizarre beings have no arms, no torso, and no head. Just two tall, thin legs gliding eerily across the ground. They appear almost ghostly, moving in slow, unnatural-like walk, like something out of a surreal fever dream. The first video of the Nightcrawlers surfaced from a home security camera showing two of these creatures casually strolling across a sunburnt yard. People initially thought it was a hoax, but more footage emerged, including sightings from Yosemite National Park and even as far as Ohio. Some researchers claim the creatures resemble figures from Native American petroglyphs, suggesting that they may have been seen centuries ago. Theories about what they are range from aliens, spirits, to interdimensional beings, or even biomechanical life forms. Skeptics argue that it could be a puppet hoax, but to this day, no one's been able to prove how the footage was faked. The scariest part? They don't make a sound. No growls, no screeches, no wails. Just silent, ghostly figures watching, walking, waiting, creeping me the hell out. Moving on. Alrighty, slipping into the number 2 spot, we've got the Dover Demon. This one's going to take you back to the year 1977 to a quiet town of Dover, Massachusetts. And the folks that lived there had no idea that it was about to become ground zero for one of the strangest cryptid sightings in American history. For just 2 nights, multiple people saw something that wasn't human, something that shouldn't exist. The first sighting occurred on April 21st, 1977, when a 17-year-old boy named Bill Bartlett was driving down a lonely road at night. His headlights flashed across a small figure standing near a stone wall. What he saw chilled him to the bone. It was pale, hairless, humanoid with elongated limbs and massively glowing orange eyes, and no visible nose or mouth to be seen. Its fingers were long and spindly, gripping the rocks as if it were preparing to climb. Bill locked eyes with the creature for just a moment before it darted away into the darkness. He sped home, visibly shaken, telling his friends and family about the thing that he'd just seen. But before anyone could dismiss him as imagining things, more reports started flooding in. Later that night, another teenager, John Baxter, was walking home when he saw the same creature standing near the woods. As he got closer, the figure dropped to all fours and scurried away, disappearing into the trees. Baxter described it exactly the same way: pale, humanoid, massive glowing eyes, but not really human. The following evening, yet another teen spotted the strange figure crouched on the side of the road watching him. What makes the Dover Demon so unique is that it doesn't fit the mold of any other known cryptid. It's not an ape, it's not a monster, and it's not an animal. Some theorize it was an alien stranded on Earth for a brief moment before disappearing back into the cosmos. Others believe it was some kind of genetic experiment gone wrong, an unknown species that somehow evaded discovery. But the strangest thing, after those 2 nights in 1977, the Dover Demon was never seen again. No other reports, no new sightings over the years. Just 2 nights of terror and then, poof, gone. So, was it a brief glimpse into the unknown? Or did something come back for it? We're curious to know what you guys think. Let us know in the comments. Swooping into the number one spot, we've got the Piasa bird, or the Piasa bird if you want to be an assa about it. See what I did there? Moving on. Before European settlers ever set foot in the democratic cesspool state of Illinois, the local Illini people already knew they shared their land with something unnatural. Something ancient, monstrous, and definitely deadly. They called it the Piasa bird, a creature so feared that warriors would offer sacrifices to keep it from attacking their villages. Unlike most cryptids, the Piasa bird isn't just a myth. It was painted onto the cliffs near the Mississippi River, towering over the landscape as a warning to anyone who approached. Early explorers, including Frenchman Jacques Marquette in 1673, documented the enormous painting, described it as a winged monster with red eyes, enormous talons, a beard like a lion, and a long serpentine tail. According to the legend, the Piasa bird would soar over the river, searching for its prey. And unlike eagles or hawks, this thing wasn't hunting fish and small game. It hunted people. Warriors would go missing, snatched from the cliff sides and dragged into the sky. Some bodies were found highly mutilated and torn apart, while others just simply vanished without a trace. The legend says that the great chieftain Owatoga finally put an end to the Piasa bird's reign of terror by gathering his best warriors and setting a sophisticated trap. Well, sophisticated for that time anyway. They hid on the cliffs where the creature had been seen, armed with poison-tipped arrows, and when the beast swooped down, they fired all at once, piercing its hide multiple times and sending it plummeting into the river below. The Illini believed the monster was dead, but centuries later, stories of strange shadows in the sky and eerie screeches along the Mississippi suggested that maybe it wasn't the only one. Strangely, the original petroglyph of the Piasa bird disappeared. Some say it eroded over time, while others believe it was deliberately destroyed. Today, a restored version has been painted onto the cliffs near Alton, Illinois. But whether the creature itself is truly gone, well, that's another story altogether. But let me tell you this, folks. Next time you're near the Mississippi River and see something big circling above you, just remember, history has a really bad habit of repeating itself. And there you have it, folks. 5 lesser-known American cryptids that might just be lurking outside your window right now. What do you think about them? Are these creatures real? Or are they just legends? Have you seen something strange yourself? How about dropping us a comment below and telling us your tale? And before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Because in a world of cryptids, the scariest things are always just out of sight. And you should be well informed. This is Chuck Dewclaw signing off from the deep, dark woods, reminding you to stay loud, stay lewd, stay furry, my friends. We'll catch you in the next video.